myself right up on out of here. I feel like a disgrace, I'm not really what I appear. I go home to my girl and I make nicey nice. The fact that she don't know that I just put someone on. I don't like being here. I constantly live in fear. Could be gone at any time. When you live a life of crime, you have to face the music through the time. I'm trapped again, and fate as always hasn't wrapped again. I always get caught in my life of sin, but I just keep on going back again. You know I'm lost again, when all I wanted was to find a friend, someone that I can always depend on to help me find my life again. You know I'm trapped again. My thoughts are only mine, I don't think of the time. If I could make a rhyme, then maybe I could fall in line. It's all becoming clear, I see lights in the rear view mirror of this car that I just jacked from some big. I don't like being here, I constantly live in fear. Be gone at any time. When you live a life of crime, face the music through the time. Oh, I'm trapped again, and fate as always hasn't wrapped again. I hope.
We here at Mayhem Media
understand the trials and tribulations of life.
No matter how hard life can get.
Suicide is never the answer.
There's more assistance available today than ever before.
If you or a loved one are suffering from suicidal thoughts, please don't try and take it on alone.
Call or text 988 if you live in the U.S.
Or if you're in Great Britain, call 116123 or text 85258.
The world is a better place with you in it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special Mayhemtainment brought to you by Call for the Bell. I am your host, JD, alongside my co-host for this evening, and he's also the co-host of Call for the Bell and the executive producer, the one and only Connor Clarkson. Connor, thank you for being my tag team partner on this episode. It's going to be a good one. This is the final episode of our DPW Doomsday Pro Wrestling Star Clash Countdown, and I am joined by the four men who are going to be in the main events and the co-main events of the event. To your right, on my left, is the Diamond Cartel, Austin, the patriarch himself, Scott Diamond, and the cold-blooded Austin Diamond. Welcome to the show, guys. Oops, well, excuse me. Sorry. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
And on my right, on your left, if you're watching the screen, is the one and only Simply Ric and Kool Kirkpatrick. Welcome to the show, guys.
Good to be here.
Hey, JD, Connor, glad to be back on.
Absolutely. It's great to have you guys back on here, and we're going to have a great show for you guys. Let's get right into it here. Let's start with the main eventers first for the DPW Championship. This match is the current reigning DPW champion, Austin Diamond, going against Kool Kirkpatrick for the DPW title.
Let's talk about it. There's anything and everything to say when Austin Diamond is the topic of conversation. We're not talking about just any Joe Schmo. Oh, no. We're talking about the cold-blooded killer, the Doomsday Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. You're talking about evil, mean, and nasty personified. You are talking about the main event everywhere he goes between the Gulf Coast and the Great Lakes. Austin Diamond rings fear in the hearts of anybody and everybody that hears it, unless you're standing on the same side. Scott Diamond and myself side by side is undeniably and undoubtedly the most gruesome twosome to ever grace God's green earth.
And thank you, Austin, very much for hyping up that match. I guess I'll skip over that part of it and just get into the meat here. Now, this match is, I think a lot of people are seeing this match against is someone like Austin, who's entering his prime. He's young. He's entering his prime against, and this is not meant as an offense against you, Kirk. I think this is something that you have as to your advantage. You're a seasoned veteran of the game, but you've been around wrestling for a little while now. So this is someone entering what could be considered their prime against someone who maybe be considered towards the end of their prime. Is that how you guys are seeing this match? Kirk, let me start with you first.
I don't know so much about his ending, but, I still got it. And Austin, yes, you are an up-and-comer right now. I've seen your matches. You're going to be great someday. You're going to be a champion someday. But the 27th will not be the day. It's going to be experience over prime.
So, Austin, how do you overcome his experience then? Because you are young, and like I said, you may be entering your prime, but you don't have a lot of years of experience. So, how do you overcome Kirk's experience?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Credit where it's due. I'm surrounded right now by veterans of the game. I'm surrounded by 20-year vets on every corner. But let's not forget that Austin Diamond is a 20-year vet in his own right. I have been everywhere and done it all at the ripe age of 19. I went to Illinois and conquered the competition. Ohio conquered the competition. The Virginias, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia loves me. Everybody does. How could you not? But here's the deal. Any well-oiled machine will run for some time. But even a classic car will see its final day that it'll turn over. Kirkpatrick, you too will turn over one morning and you'll think to yourself, God, what in the hell happened to me? And as everybody, all of your loved ones come around you, they're going to tell you, why in the hell did you think it was a good idea to stand in the ring against Austin Diamond? That's not just anybody. That's the Austin Diamond. You know just like I know. At one time, you and I may have been equals, but your time is long ago, and my time just keeps ticking.
Kirk, do you want to rebut on that?
I've been in DPW for 3 or 4 years now, and this will be my first shot at the heavyweight championship, and I will take that title. So, Austin Diamond, no, you're not the champion. You stole it at the last DPW show. All you doing is carrying it around. Well, you carry it around. You take it to your family dinners. You make the pictures all you want, because come December 27th, it's going around my waist. You can say bye-bye to that belt.
We got a
Stole.
commenter. Super
I've
Five,
never
Johnny
stolen
Lee.
a thing in my life. That to me is a detriment to my character. And if there's one thing that Austin Diamond is not, it is a thief. Everybody in attendance of the Jeffersonville Arena that night, August 20th, 2024, knows that Austin Diamond earned this title by being the baddest man in the land. Austin Diamond walked in there alongside true warriors. Austin Diamond marched in there alongside the Diamond Cartel, Scott Diamond, Austin Diamond, Frank the Tank, J.R. Rock, Adrian Alexander. Who in the hell could you have lined up to stand against us? Nobody. Not Rick Gunner, not Jimmy Lamb, not Kirkpatrick, or anybody else. You two know that you all are no better than me. If you had the opportunity that I had, you'd have done the same thing. I don't know how you two are sitting here playing buddy-buddy when the both of you are snakes, and you have the audacity to sit here and talk about Scott Diamond and myself like we're some type of crooks.
Yes, Johnny Lee, things are heating up. We have a commenter here. Things are heating up. And he also said that Kirk, Superfly Johnny Lee is concerned that you seem to be forgetting that even when it's expertise versus prime, it can go awry, especially when the new dominance of the cartel is continuing to do what they do best.
Right. I've got a question for Kirk. Don't worry, I'll keep it professional, unlike the last time. Right? So, I've been around the Diamonds for coming up 2 years, right? I know what they can do. What simple qualities do you think you've got that's going to mean that you've got the title come the end of the 27th?
It's all based on experience.
What simple qualities does Austin Diamond have? You must mean other than being a 20-year veteran of the game. You must mean other than being cold-blooded. You must mean other than studying under the learning tree of Scott Diamond for the last 2 decades. Connor Clarkson, I know that you know better than that, brother. Austin Diamond always has an ace up my sleeve, and December 27th in Winfield, Tennessee will be no different. Rick Gunner, come to Star Clash, Daddy. I'm begging you. Austin Diamond wants to see you get your tail whipped all over Tennessee, too. I think it's good enough that we left you two laying back in Jeffersonville, Indiana, some time ago. But by all means, if you two have the audacity to come up out of the woodwork one more time for Scott and Austin Diamond, I know that we will be there ready to fight. That is of no question to anybody. I think that the real question is, do you two have the balls to stand against the two of us again?
Things are
Anytime, any place, Austin. Yes, I've got them. And I know Simply Rick's got them because I've been in the ring with him before. I know what he can do.
Before we switch over to those guys, Connor, did you get to? You asked all your follow-up questions, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. At Gay Heart 3881 says you stole the belt, Austin.
I did no such thing. That woman is a liar, and I'm telling you right now, if she has the balls to comment again, I'm gonna cut off her child support right now.
Well, that
you know what the problem is? She's distraught because her food stamps got cut off already. Tell that woman to sit down, drink her a cup of melted butter, and shut her mouth.
I don't even know where to go after that one, guys. I'm sorry. Austin doesn't usually put even me through a loop very often, but I'm not even sure how to transition off that one. So here we go.
You know what that means? Allow me, Scott Diamond, if you would be so kind as to talk to him.
You know, it's like this. Austin Diamond was born into this business. The day he come out of his mother's womb, he's been learning. He's been under the tutelage of not only myself, but my great friend Tracy Smothers, Jimmy Valiant, Bill Dundee, Terry.
You can line them up all day long. I was talking about going to the Double Cross Ranch back in '06 when Austin Diamond was knee-high to a grasshopper. I was studying the funks 20 years ago when Austin Diamond was fresh on the scene. But even then, everybody knew that I was a prodigy. They called me the prodigal son from the day I popped out under the dimly lit moon. Austin Diamond has always, and I do mean always, been the next big thing until he just became the big thing. Rick Gunner, I respect you. Kirkpatrick, I respect you, because if it weren't for the two of you, nobody would have been there to hold this nice and warm for when my time came. But here's the deal. You served your purpose. Now it's your turn to go back in the pasture and wait on the worms to come and get you, because I'm done with you.
And that's perfect segue. Then let's switch it now to Rick and Scott. Scott, you are not a young man anymore. You're a 4-time Hall of Famer, but your experience is obviously unmatched. Are you concerned about injury during this match with Rick, or about not being able to keep up potentially?
You know, JD, in any match, look, this is not needlepoint. This is professional wrestling. So in any match, any given day, somebody could be hurt really bad. They may not be able to get up and go to work the next day if they work. Now, I am retired from my shoot job. I've done that 30 years. I've done this 30 years. And so I have not had a singles match in 3 years. So am I concerned about being hurt? You're damn right I am. I could be hurt badly in this match. But am I in fear? I know no fear. Not only am I a 4-time Hall of Famer, hell, look behind me. I have fought on 2 continents. So I am not in fear. But am I concerned? You're damn right I am. Because you can be hurt in this sport at any given time. Over the years, I've been stabbed in the ring. I've had broken ribs, dislocated shoulder. I tore my ACL. So I've been hurt before. And it's a reality that you can get hurt in this business, especially at 60 years old. Am I concerned? Yes. Am I in fear? Hell no.
And Rick, how do you see the age difference? Is that an advantage to you? And what kind of a match do you expect this to be with Scott? Do you expect it to be like a more of a brawl than maybe what the style of wrestling that Scott used to? Or what are you expecting from this match against a 4-time Hall of Famer?
I'm expecting it to be between a brawl and an old classic, old school match. Scott Diamond, no, his age is not a benefit for me. Scott Diamond can still go. You best believe that, and I'm not overlooking that. I'm coming in to prove a point against Scott Diamond, so I can show his son a glimpse into his future when this guy sees you at the end of the night. I'm not looking past you, Scott. You're tough, but Simply Rick is coming to Winfield, Tennessee with something to prove. No, it ain't no tall order to go against a 4-time Hall of Famer. I believe Scott Diamond was there when I went against Chase Stevens. He's still in his prime, and that was a hard-hitting guy. Get in the ring with that guy if you want some real hard hits. But yes, I can take Scott Diamond's hits. And Scott Diamond, I ain't looking to pin your shoulders. I'm going to make you tap out, man. Just.
He's going to make you tap out, Scott. I'm going to throw it to Connor here in just a minute. He's got a question or two to ask you guys too, but we got a couple of commenters, and I want to deal with the commenters first. Superfly Johnny Lee says, Austin Diamond letting it be known he ain't afraid of no experienced mullet. I'm assuming that's for you, Patrick, or of the simple truth. This match is sounding like it's a must-see. It's absolutely sounding like a must-see, Johnny Lee. And, of course, go check out Superfly Johnny Lee and the Nice Guy Andy podcast over there on Facebook and all of their other channels, YouTube. And make sure you tell them Mayhem Media sent you. They're great. They're a great podcast. So we'll use that as an opportunity to get a shout out in. At Gay Heart 3881 is definitely digging your heels in, saying that you stole the belt. I'm calling you Mr. Glass. I'm not so sure about that. But
Well, you tell her to come see me in the ring then. How about that? If I'm so bad that she thinks I don't deserve this title, tell her to come and get it.
Well, there you go, Gay Heart. As you are, Austin is inviting you to go and get it. Johnny Lee says you are
Capital City whenever you're ready.
Johnny Lee says you are the man, Scott Diamond, and that you started riots. I have no doubts about that.
I have 9 riots under my belt.
There was this one, there was that one, and don't forget the other one too.
9, count them. 9 riots under my belt.
Wow. That is definitely more than I have, though I am not at 0. Wolfman in the house. That shout out Wolfman. He is the co-host to the one and only Connor Clarkson's Call for the Bell. So we will give him a shout out. Oh, a bold claim. Superfly Johnny Lee says it's a bold claim to go for a submission on Scott Diamond, but he knows Scott will be looking to prevent this tap out from happening. And Gay Heart 3881 says she will be there. So I guess she's planning on showing up on December 27th to see this unfold in real time. Connor, I'm going to throw it to you now and let you
Right.
You ask the next question, though.
Before we get to the question, I've noticed that every single time we say something about Austin and Scott Diamond, the Rick Simpleton of this podcast decides to have a grin like a Cheshire cat. So, my question to you is, first of all, you've got a match against a four-time Hall of Famer. First of all, how many times have you been in the Hall of Fame? Sorry,
0.
Yeah, that's right, 0. So you're already at a disadvantage, right?
I'm still active. What's your point?
My point is, you're not even related to the Diamond Cartel, so your statistics of already winning the match are drastically screwed. And yeah, you're fucked.
Okay.
We apologize for the language there for any of the young viewers tuning in. Connor's still working. We're still working out the kinks with Connor.
So that's pretty much your view of this match. It's just he's going to come in, he's going to decimate me because I'm this little guy you know nothing about. Well, Scott Diamond does know a little about me.
Right. Little is definitely right. What are you, like $130, $140 at a push? You not been eating your steaks and counting your protein?
No. Size don't matter in the doomsday dimension. It never has mattered with Simply Rick. I am the local myth, the local legend for a reason. People see me as nothing, just like you're seeing my background right now. I chose a background with no pictures, no nothing, because I am the nothing. I am the nothing that will consume all the light, all the sparkling diamonds, and consume it and push it into darkness and leave people like you with a sad feeling scratching their head. How did this little guy achieve the unattainable? How did he achieve it? Because I do the impossible. And that's why Simply Rick is going on 30 years in this business. That's why I've been ranked the top 500 wrestler in the world twice, not once, the best in the world, twice ranked in the top 500. That's my credentials. I just went up against a Golden Glove boxer. I stood toe-to-toe with him, and thanks to Scott Diamond sticking his nose in my business, I won the match. Yeah, thank you, Scott Diamond, for that. I did need a break on that when that guy was beating the crap out of me, but I was getting up, standing toe-to-toe. And in this business, I ain't looking for fame. I'm looking to do what I love the best, and that's inflict pain and wrestle because I love this business.
So, let me just make sure that I understand this right. You're beating Scott. Is that what you're telling me? Is it yes or a no?
Yes, that's what you're hearing, ain't it?
Scott, please.
Yes.
December 27th. Finish him, please.
Connor,
Ministry.
you're going to think it's Mortal Kombat because that little thing on the program, when you hear it say finish him, and then Sub-Zero takes him out for good, Scott Diamond is going to be Sub-Zero that night, and I will finish simply Rick Gunner.
Fatality. You know, I find it ironic that Rick Gunner and Kirkpatrick like to talk as if they turned Austin Diamond into a made man. Well, you know what? Some of these jabronis who are sitting on the couch drinking their melted butter are calling me Mr. Glass. How ironic that the two of you would make Mr. Glass, because I do believe you all are being muttered out and echoed by the crickets. Every time the two of you open your mouth, you're putting me to sleep. The two of you standing side by side have combined your powers into one entity. You two have become the Sandman. You're boring me to death. You make me sick. You may have been PWI top 500 on 2 separate occasions. But come December 27th, 2 occasions, Austin Diamond will have left both of you laying. Scott Diamond will have left both of you laying. I don't care if you two were nursed on muscle milk and creatine. You still wouldn't stand a chance against the Diamond Cartel. Not in Tennessee, not in Indiana, not in your wildest dreams. You are looking at the future and present of professional wrestling today as it lives and breathes. How dare you? How dare you two come on this podcast and talk about what you're going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to come out and all of the hillbillies are going to applaud. And as they cheer your names, they're going to spit the remnants of their teeth all over Booze Roadhouse. And when you get in the ring and that bell rings, the only thing that you're going to be doing is counting lights. And
All right, I want to try and keep. I want to try and.
Simple truth.
Oh, I want to try and keep a hold of this podcast just for a little bit longer if I can. All right, I got 1 or 2 more questions. I'm going to try and keep it together for a little bit longer if I possibly can. Thank you, Connor, for stoking the fire. So Scott, I want to switch over to you for one more thing. I got another question I have to ask you. Is this going to be your last match now? Or is it still the never say never answer?
You know, I haven't had a singles match in 3 years. I haven't had a match in 3 years. I came out because I was called out. Again, in my professional wrestling career, I started training in 1987. I have never taken anyone calling me out without answering that call. Because I'll tell you like this, 23 October 1983, when I went to Beirut, Lebanon, I didn't give up then because giving up then would have meant I would die. I've never gave up in professional wrestling. I will never give up in professional wrestling. I will not tap out. This will be my last match. I wouldn't be even getting in this match right now if Rick Gunner hadn't called me out. And I think if Rick Gunner looked in his hearts and he told you, he knew what he was doing. Rick Gunner, let's face it, we talk all this smack. Giving credit where credit is due. Rick Gunner is not a dumb man. He's not. He knew exactly what he was doing. He is trying to climb that ladder, as we all are in professional wrestling. And he knows, calling out Scott Diamond, if he can get a pinfall or a submission on Scott Diamond, that would take him on the next rung higher. He knew that when he called me out. That's why he called me out. But I'm here to tell you this. I didn't tap out in Beirut, Lebanon in 1983. I've never tapped out in professional wrestling. And on December the 27th, I will never tap out there either. Now, anybody can be beaten on any given day. And just like the Edmund Fitzgerald, if I go down excuse me, if I go down on December 27th by pinfall, because I will never tap out, but if I go down by being pinned, if he pins me, I will stand up and I will shake his hand. I have not taken him for granted. I don't care what his size is. Rey Mysterio won the world's heavyweight champion at 155 pounds. I do my homework. As I've said before, I am a tactician and a very good one at that. So I know what Rick Gunner was doing. I know what he's trying to do now, but he better realize what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is I'm putting the icing on a beautiful career. 4-time Hall of Famer, 4 different states. And Rick Gunner is going to be my last match. And he is going to be the icing on my career. And I do not, let me repeat, I do not plan on going out on my back.
Okay, you're not going out on the Shield. That was the follow-up to my question. You're gonna walk out, not have being carried out on your Shield moment.
I will never be carried out.
Rick, simply Rick, if you beat Scott, what's next then for you?
Walking out, Winfield, Tennessee, Doomsday heavyweight champion. And that's the simple truth.
I'm glad you brought that up because we haven't talked about it much, but there is a little clause there that if you beat Scott, then the main event goes into a triple threat match. And you're going to be against Kirk. You'll be in the ring with Kirk and Scott and involved in their match. Do you think you can wrestle twice in one night? Can you win twice in one night?
Let me take you back in the olden days. Before the internet age, we used to have to do television tapings. We'd have to do like a month of television tapings in one show. So we'd break down an hour shoots of television. So it wasn't uncommon for Simply Rick to wrestle 2 or 3 times a night and looking fresh as a daisy and continuing on winning throughout the night for television and recording purposes. So I still got it. I still got my stamina. And yes, I can go twice. I can go 3 times. I can still go all night long. And if you don't keep an eye on me, you'll be wondering how in the heck did I win that match. So never underestimate Simply Rick. And I know you notice you keep calling me Rick Gunner, but I'm telling you, in Winfield, Tennessee, the 27th, you're not seeing Rick Gunner. You're seeing Simply Rick. And as Kurt well knows, Simply Rick is very underhanded and can be very dirty, just like a diamond. So you all best watch your backs December 27th because Simply Rick is in the house, not Rick Gunner. And Simply Rick don't wear the white hat.
Now,
Go ahead.
if I may, for just 1 second, real fast. Rick, Kirk, we've been over this once before. I respect you both. I've been in the ring with both of you on a couple of occasions now. It's not me that you have to worry about so much as each other. You know I'm coming to hurt you. You know I'll do anything to anybody, including my own dad, if that's what it takes. Rick Gunner, what you're forgetting about is that snake in the corner there, old Kool, slimy Kirkpatrick. Because I know that Kirkpatrick has the very same thing in his heart that you and I do. He's hoping that he'll leave Winfield, Tennessee with this heavyweight championship. And you know, this heavyweight title must be a little different than all the other ones that we've dealt with before, because normally, correct me if I'm wrong here, Scott Diamond, as the expert on this subject, only one person can hold a heavyweight title at a time. And from what I hear, everybody's leaving Winfield, Tennessee as the Doomsday Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. But the fact of the matter is this, and will forever remain just this. Austin Diamond is the one in possession of the gold. And I tell you what, if I don't like the way that things are going, I'll make a pit stop on my way down to Tennessee, and I'll drop it off at the pawn shop, and Tennessee won't even get to see Austin and Scott Diamond.
Okay, Kirk, this with Rick being added to the match, that being a three-way, how do you account for that then? How do you account for Rick and Kirk? And Kirk, we're getting a little bit of feedback from your microphone. Do you think you could turn the volume down a little bit?
Turn it down. Okay.
Yeah, we're having a little problem with feedback. I can see Rick.
Yes, there is a big difference in just a one-on-one match and a three-way. Because then one person has got to fight two, which will make it a lot more difficult. But it don't matter if it's one-on-one, three-way, four-way match, the outcome's still going to be the same. Kool Kirkpatrick is walking out Doomsday Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
I'm sorry, Kirk. You just got a little too much. You got a little too much hair product up there. You're not thinking straight. Maybe you're not hearing Simply Rick. I'm walking out Doomsday Heavyweight Champion, not Kirkpatrick, not Austin Diamond.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. You can be Rick Gunner. You can be Simply Rick. But you remember who beat Simply Rick to become the Continental Heavyweight Champion.
Sounds like to me, Simply Rick Gunner, that your little friendship is falling apart here, pal.
Hang on now. I better wipe my glasses off one more time because I do believe I'm seeing some reptilian scraps up here. It looks like we got two snakes eating each other's tail already. Let's not forget Simply Rick. Wasn't that the same guy that called us just a couple of years ago when he couldn't handle Jimmy Lamb on his own? That's the same guy, right?
That's the same guy.
That's the same guy.
And if you recall, the ambulance came for Jimmy Lamb that night, the night that we did the job for you, Simply Rick. So we took him out. So what makes you think that you're going to take us out? And even if you do, it sounds like your buddy Kool Kirkpatrick is ready to take you out. So you're not as friendly and he's not as friendly with you as you were a few minutes ago.
Well then, I guess we do have a star clash on our hands after all.
We certainly do.
Hey, it's like this.
While you two were fighting it out.
Hey,
No.
me and Simply Rick, we have become friends over the past year and a half. But when it comes to the heavyweight championship, all friendship aside.
You hear that, Rick? It's going to be the two of you fighting like two angry hillbillies over the tires on your mobile home. But you know what? That's quite all right, because Austin Diamond, the exterminator's in the house. I'm doing pest control throughout all of Winfield, Tennessee.
You're not going to have to worry about it, because Simply Rick is not going to get past Scott Diamond.
Rick's not making it to the main event, and Kirkpatrick's not making it back home. Will you look at that?
Hey,
Simply
also,
Rick's
it don't
making it to the main
if it's a
event.
one-on-one. Hey, Rick,
They're talking
I'm
over
talking.
each other. Look
Okay.
at that.
All right.
No, I'm talking now. I'm talking now.
Okay.
No, you are. Look at this. This has been the face of Doomsday for the last 5 years. You're looking at the face of
Okay. Sorry, everybody. So I got to regain control of my match here. Of my match. Look at this. They got me so sideways, Cotter. Look at them. They got me so sideways. Get control of my show.
Carry on. Should I let them carry on? I was just about to go get some popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, I know, right? But I mean, come on, man. I mean, we do. This is our air. We got to keep some control of our air. So, okay, everybody, make sure if you haven't figured it out, December 27th. Go check it out. Trying to get the the visual up here too. Here, everybody. Sorry. Star Clash, Booze Roadhouse in Winfield, Tennessee. The ticket price is only $8. Okay, DPW Star Clash. You can't beat $8. You can't beat the show that you're going to get with these two matches alone. There's still other matches on the card, Connor. There's still other matches on the card besides these two matches, and you're going to get your money's worth with these $8. I mean, okay, you got
one
the
match is just worth $8.
Yeah, you got the championship. You got Austin Diamond and Kirkpatrick for the championship. You got Rick Gunner and Scott Diamond in the co-main event. That's going to be an unbelievable match. You got the wrestling god Jimmy Lamb against the Jackal of the Bluegrass, Jackie Thad. This is going to be a great match too. I mean, you're talking about five full matches here. All of these are guaranteed to deliver. I can't see how they don't. And then, of course, Stevie Ash against Ali Albright. I'm putting money on I'm putting my money on the match that steals the card on the women. That's where I have no doubt that Rick and Scott are going to put on a great match, and Kirk and Austin are going to put on a great match. But my money's on the women's match. They always tend to bring it, especially when they're the only match, when there's only one women's match on the card. You know they're going to go above and beyond.
100%. I mean, I find it slightly ironic how it's just me and you here now, and we're the professional ones.
Yeah.
What happened, Rick? What happened?
Hey man, you know how it is. You're a wrestler. You're an MMA guy. Sometimes emotions get involved. So I think we've given everybody enough time to cool off. So we're going to give everybody a chance to give their closing arguments now. Okay, so as long as they all promise, because they're all backstage, some of them were still going. I had to wait until they were actually realized that they weren't even on camera to stop talking. I don't even know if they realized they weren't even talking anymore. So we're gonna get Rick in first, and we're gonna let him say some closing arguments, and then we'll move on and let everybody have a chance to say some final things before we close out the episode.
I'll try and stay quiet.
Rick, welcome back. We're gonna do this one at a time. Everybody backstage, gentlemen, one at a time. All right, so we're going to big box it. Mike, Connor, and I will stay muted so you can get your final words in, Rick.
It's like this. In Winfield, Tennessee, Booze Roadhouse, December the 27th. Scott Diamond, as you leave the comfort of your four walls, just remember you're driving into the nothing, the doomsday dimension. And in doomsday dimension, Simply Rick is going to defeat you, Scott Diamond, and then move on to the main event and become Tuesday heavyweight champion. And I don't care if I have to pin Austin Diamond. I don't care if I have to pin you, Kirkpatrick. But Simply Rick is coming back for what I never lost, what I never got pinned for, what I never been submitted for. You can toss me out as old news, but I'm still in my prime, and this old dog's got a little bite left in me, and I'm going to show everyone in Winfield, Tennessee, when I walk out Tuesday, heavyweight champion. And that is the simple truth.
Thank you, Rick. I think you do have a tall order ahead, but I think you are definitely motivated and ready to get it in. Connor, we're off centered now. That's going to be the way it has to be. Kirk, I'm going to bring you in next to get your final closing arguments, and then we'll get the diamond.
JD, Connor, first of all, and the audience that's watching, I do want to apologize for getting out of control a while ago. It was just in the heat of the moment. You know how it is. But my final comments, December 27th, it doesn't matter. Like I said, if it's a one-on-one between me and Austin, or if Simply Rick does beat Scott Diamond and it's a three-way, the outcome's still going to be the same. Kirkpatrick will be your new DPW heavyweight champion.
Thank you, Kirk. I've no doubt that you are going to, you and Austin and potentially Rick are also going to have a really great match. And I'm looking. I mean, if I could be there, I would already be going, Connor. You know, I'd already be going. So, and I know you would be too. All right, let's get the Diamond Cartel in here. Okay, guys.
Oh, hell, my bad. Sorry. The Sandman had set in on us again. What the hell? Before those disrespectful pricks started running their mouth, I do believe what we were about to say was that Kirkpatrick was right. Oh, man, sorry about that. Kirkpatrick was right about one thing, and only one thing. You see, it could be Kirkpatrick and Austin Diamond. It could be Kirkpatrick, simply Rick, and Austin Diamond. Hell, it could be Kirkpatrick and every hillbilly in the United States versus Austin Diamond. And the end result would absolutely be the same. You know what? Here's the deal. Austin Diamond has had this title, let's see here, January 5th. What, about a year and a half now? I'm telling you, just as sure as I'm sitting here right now, a year and a half from now, 10 years from now, 100 years from now, because diamonds are forever, Austin Diamond is forever reigning and perpetually defending this title. And because I am a diamond, it shines just as bright as I do. Because I am a diamond, this is forever. You see, some spirits are just meant to meet. And when Scott Diamond and Austin Diamond met in the grand scheme of God's great universe, God knew that this right here was forever the dynamic duo in all of professional wrestling. He knew that Austin Diamond would collect gold all over the world. It doesn't matter. Gold, silver, onyx, anything precious comes home with Austin and Scott Diamond. And just as sure as I've said it once, I'll say it twice because I'm feeling mighty nice. Austin Diamond will be leaving December 27th, Booze Roadhouse in Winfield, Tennessee, with this title right here. Look at it. Get it in close. I want everybody to know it. I want everybody to hear me. Austin Diamond is going to be the Doomsday Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion for as long as I can carry this title.
Thank you, Diamonds, and thank you, Simply Rick and Kirkpatrick, for coming on this episode. Of course, and I'm going to do this since you guys are here in the last at the end. Scott and Austin are, of course, brand ambassadors for Mayhem Media, and we appreciate the connection with that as well. Thank you guys very much for coming on this episode. Make sure you check it out. December 27th, Booze Roadhouse, 4 p.m. Kids under 8 get in for free. Ticket prices are only $8. You are not going to get a better show for $8 than this one, okay? Than DPW Star Clash, okay? So please go and check it out if you're in the area. I would be going if I was closer to Tennessee. I'm all the way in Pennsylvania. Connor's all the way in the United Kingdom. We are not going to be able to make the show, but I would absolutely be making it if I could, especially a chance to see Scott Diamond coming out of retirement. That's worth the ticket, the admission price alone right there. So make sure you go check it out. And this will conclude our coverage of their countdown. We may help them do some more promotional work. You may see some videos or something come out, but or maybe some shorts. But there won't be any more full episodes. This was our final or conclusion to the countdown. We appreciate Ric, Kirk, and all of the other members of Doomsday Pro Wrestling for partnering with Mayhem Media to help hype this and to help promote this show. It's a great collaboration that we had with DPW, and we hope to be able to continue it and do it again, maybe for the next show. So I had a lot of fun doing this. I know, Connor, how do you feel about it? Do you want to say anything? I'm talking a lot, but go ahead.
I'll try and keep it as professional as I can. Everyone knows I can't afford another suspension being kicked out of another studio. So I'll try and keep it as professional as I can. But as they say, diamonds are forever. And that's the bottom line, because the cartel said so. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the one and only Connor Clarkson. Good night.
Okay, and we're gonna close this one out. Tune in tomorrow night. We're live with our Jurassic Park episode, and then next weekend we have our Christmas episode, which is our season finale for Christmas. We'll be off after that until Christmas. So only 2 more shows to go for Mayhem Media, and I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Until next time, I am your host JD, and that's the end.